The powerful aren't smarter than you, they just know rules you don't. Every powerful person you see operates by the same principles. Not because they're evil, because these principles work. While you're following advice about being nice and working hard and waiting your turn, they're using strategies that actually create power. Strategies that have worked for thousands of years. Strategies Machiavelli documented 500 years ago that the powerful still use today, not publicly, but consistently. Today, in 20 minutes, you're getting every Machiavellian principle the powerful use. Not theory, not philosophy. Practical rules they apply daily while pretending they don't. Rules that separate people who have power from people who want power. Rules that work whether you think they should or not. This is your manual for how power actually operates. Not how you wish it operated, how it actually works in reality. If you want to understand the game powerful people play while everyone else doesn't even know there's a game, smash that subscribe button right now. This channel doesn't teach you to follow the rules. We teach you the real rules. Before we start, drop this in the comments. I know the rules powerful people use. Let's begin with the most fundamental principle. Power is perception, not reality. Here's what powerful people know that you don't. Reality doesn't matter. What people perceive as reality matters. You can be incredibly capable, but if people perceive you as weak, you're treated as weak. You can be completely incompetent, but if people perceive you as powerful, you're treated as powerful. Perception creates reality in human interactions, and perception can be controlled. This is why powerful people obsess over image. Not because they're shallow, because they understand perception determines treatment. Treatment determines opportunities. Opportunities determine actual power. Control perception, control everything that follows. They don't just be powerful. They appear powerful. The appearance often matters more than the reality. Look at any powerful person. They control their image ruthlessly. What they wear, how they speak, where they're seen, who they associate with. All calculated to create specific perception. They're not being fake. They're understanding that humans judge based on appearance first, substance later. If appearance doesn't create the right perception, substance never gets evaluated. Perception is the gate. Without passing the perception gate, nothing else matters. You think being genuine is enough. It's not. Being genuine while appearing weak gets you treated as weak. Being strategic while appearing powerful gets you treated as powerful. Powerful people choose perception over authenticity when the two conflict, because perception determines how the world treats them, and treatment determines outcomes. This applies everywhere: business, politics, social situations, relationships. Whoever controls perception controls the interaction. Present yourself as confident and knowledgeable, people defer to you. Present yourself as uncertain and needing guidance, people dismiss you. Same person, different perception, completely different treatment. Powerful people manufacture the perception that serves them, then maintain it ruthlessly. Machiavelli once said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be, few experience what you really are." Translation: control what everyone sees, protect what you really are. Perception is your public face. Reality is your private truth. Make perception work for you while keeping reality protected. That's the first principle. Master it or stay powerless. Drop this in the comments. I control perception. I control reality. Never show weakness publicly. Powerful people understand vulnerability is exploited, not rewarded. You think showing weakness makes you relatable, makes people sympathize, makes them want to help you. Wrong. Showing weakness makes you a target. Makes people sense opportunity to take advantage. Makes them lose respect even if they pretend otherwise. The moment you show weakness publicly, you drop in status. People mentally recategorize you. You were strong, now you're weak. You were someone to respect, now you're someone to pity or use. Public weakness destroys the perception of power, and destroyed perception of power destroys actual power, because power is perception, not reality. Show weakness, lose perception, lose power, that fast. This doesn't mean be inhuman. It means control who sees your humanity. Powerful people have private circles where vulnerability is acceptable. Trusted advisors, close family, people who benefit from their success and won't exploit weakness. But publicly, iron mask, no weakness visible, no struggle shown, no doubts revealed. Public faces strength, always. Look at how powerful people handle setbacks. Publicly, they frame everything as strategic, as planned, as under control. They never admit defeat, never show panic, never reveal they're struggling. Same setbacks everyone else has, different presentation. They control the narrative, make weakness look like strategy, make problems look like opportunities. Perception managed even in crisis. You probably show weakness trying to gain sympathy or help. This backfires. People don't help weak people. They help people who appear strong but temporarily need assistance. Appear weak, you get pity but not help. Appear strong with temporary problem, you get help. Counterintuitive but true, strength attracts resources, weakness repels them. Even when you need help, appear strong. Present problem as temporary challenge, not fundamental weakness. This is why successful people never complain publicly. Complaining signals weakness. Weakness signals vulnerability. Vulnerability attracts predators and repels allies. Strong people don't complain. They handle problems privately and present strength publicly. Your struggles are invisible to the world. Your victories are visible. That's the rule. Machiavelli once said, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." Translation: strength generates fear or respect. Weakness generates contempt or exploitation. Choose to appear strong even when you're not, because appearing weak guarantees you're treated badly. Appearing strong creates treatment that makes you actually strong. Drop this in the comments. I show strength publicly, I handle weakness privately. Make people need you, then control them. This is the foundation of all lasting power. Independence means replaceability. Dependence means necessity. Replaceable people have no power. Necessary people have total power. Your goal isn't to be liked or respected. Your goal is to be needed. Because need creates leverage. Leverage creates control. Control is power. Powerful people don't just do good work. They position themselves as uniquely valuable, as the only person who can handle specific critical functions, as irreplaceable. This isn't about being better than everyone. It's about being necessary to specific outcomes. Once you're necessary, you can't be removed without causing problems. That necessity is your power. This works everywhere. At work, become the only person who understands a critical system. They can't fire you without destroying workflow. In relationships, become the person who handles what others can't handle. They can't leave you without making life harder. In business, create something customers can't get elsewhere. They can't leave you because alternatives don't exist. Necessity is your insurance policy. But here's the dark part powerful people understand. Once you're necessary, you can make demands. Not aggressively, subtly. I can continue providing this necessary thing, but I'll need X. They give you X because losing you costs more than X. Your necessity is leverage. Leverage is control. You're not asking permission. You're presenting reality. They need you. That need has a price. Price paid or service lost. They always pay. This requires strategic positioning. Don't make yourself necessary for unimportant things. Make yourself necessary for critical things. Things that cause pain if they stop. Things that can't easily be replaced. Things that take months or years to learn. Position yourself as necessary for those things. Now you're not just valuable. You're irreplaceable. Irreplaceable is powerful. Watch powerful people. They don't share all their knowledge. They don't train complete replacements. They maintain information asymmetry. They keep critical knowledge to themselves. Not because they're selfish, because they understand the moment you're fully replaceable, you lose power. Necessary people can't be replaced. Replaceable people have no leverage. Choose to stay necessary. That's the rule. Machiavelli once said, "The best fortress is to be found in the love of the people." He meant the necessity to the people. Make yourself necessary. Then you control the terms of that necessity. That's how power is built and maintained. Drop this in the comments. I make myself necessary, then I control terms. Use fear and desire to control behavior. Powerful people understand humans are driven by two forces: moving away from fear or moving toward desire. That's it. Every decision, every action. Control someone's fear and desire, control them completely. This isn't evil. This is understanding human psychology and using it strategically. Fear is immediate and powerful. People will do almost anything to avoid feared outcomes. Lose their job, lose their status, lose their security, lose their reputation. Fear of loss motivates faster than desire for gain. Powerful people understand this. They don't threaten openly. They make consequences visible. Make people understand what happens if they don't comply. Fear creates immediate compliance. Desire is slower but sustainable. People will work incredibly hard for things they want desperately. Status, wealth, recognition, success, power. Desire creates sustained effort. Powerful people dangle desired outcomes in front of people, just out of reach, close enough to seem achievable, far enough to require effort. Keep people chasing desire, keep them controlled. The most powerful combination is both: fear of losing what they have, desire for what they want. Caught between the two, people are completely controlled. They work hard to avoid feared outcome. They work hard to achieve desired outcome. Both forces pointing the same direction. Maximum control with minimum visible effort. This is how employers control employees. Fear of losing job, desire for promotion. Both keep employees compliant and working hard. This is how governments control citizens. Fear of punishment, desire for benefits. Both create obedience. This is how anyone with power controls those without. Fear and desire. Simple, effective, ancient. You're being controlled by fear and desire right now. Fear of poverty makes you work jobs you hate. Desire for wealth makes you stay in those jobs hoping. Fear of loneliness makes you tolerate bad relationships. Desire for connection makes you work on those relationships. Someone is controlling your fear and desire. That someone has power over you. Until you recognize it and either escape it or use it yourself on others. Powerful people don't feel guilty about using fear and desire. They understand this is how humans work. Everyone uses fear and desire to motivate behavior. Parents use it on children. Teachers use it on students. Leaders use it on followers. The only question is whether you use it consciously and strategically, or whether you use it unconsciously and ineffectively. Powerful people choose conscious and strategic. Machiavelli once said, "Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand." Translation: people respond to what they see, desire, and what they fear, pain. Show them what to desire, show them what to fear, control both, control them. That's how power operates. Drop this in the comments. I understand fear and desire control behavior. Always leave an escape route for enemies. Powerful people know cornered enemies are dangerous. When someone has nothing to lose, they become unpredictable, desperate, willing to do anything, including things that hurt everyone. Smart power always leaves escape routes, gives defeated enemies a way out that doesn't require fighting to the death. This seems weak. It's strategic brilliance. You're dominating a rival. You could destroy them completely. But complete destruction makes them desperate. Desperate people do crazy things. Price wars that hurt everyone. Scorched earth tactics, mutual destruction. None of that serves you. Better to give them a graceful exit. They take it. You win. They survive. Clean victory. No desperate last stands. This works everywhere. Business competition, office politics, personal conflicts, romantic breakups. Always leave the other person a face-saving way out. They take it. Conflict ends. No need for total destruction. No need for desperate counterattacks. Clean resolution that serves your goals without unnecessary damage. The escape route isn't weakness. It's offering a better option than fighting to the death. Most rational people choose the better option. This makes you look magnanimous while achieving your objective. You win what you wanted. They exit with dignity. Everyone watching sees you as strong and fair. That reputation helps in future conflicts. This requires confidence. Only secure, powerful people leave escape routes. Insecure people need total destruction to feel safe. But total destruction creates resentment, creates revenge, creates future problems. Powerful people neutralize threats while minimizing future risk. Escape route does that. Enemy leaves. Problem solved. No future revenge because they got something. Look at how powerful people handle defeated rivals. They don't humiliate. They offer positions elsewhere, different roles, different companies, different cities, face-saving exits that remove the rival from competition without complete destruction. Rival takes that exit gratefully. Conflict ends. No scorched earth. Both parties move on. That's sophisticated power. You probably try to win completely. Total victory. Complete humiliation of opponent. This creates enemies for life. Creates people with nothing to lose who spend years plotting revenge. Powerful people don't create those enemies. They neutralize threats with escape routes. Threat exits. No lasting enmity. Clean resolution. Move forward without revenge problems. That's the smarter play. Machiavelli once said, "Since it is difficult to join them together, it is safer to be feared than loved when one of the two must be lacking." But he also knew feared enemies with escape routes are manageable. Destroyed enemies with nothing left become unpredictable problems. Give escape routes, win cleanly, stay powerful longer. Drop this in the comments. I offer exits. I win without creating desperate enemies. Time your actions for maximum impact. Powerful people understand timing is everything. The same action at different times produces completely different results. Act too early, fail. Act too late, fail. Act at the perfect moment, succeed easily. Mastering timing multiplies power without additional effort. Most people act when they feel ready, when they want something, when it's convenient. This ignores the critical factor. Is the situation ready? Is the other person ready? Is the moment optimal? Acting without considering timing is why most actions fail. The action might be right. The timing is wrong. Wrong timing kills right actions. Powerful people wait. They watch. They position. Then they strike at the exact moment when resistance is lowest and success is highest. Not necessarily when they're ready. When the situation is ready, one perfectly timed action accomplishes more than 10 poorly timed actions. That's the power of timing. This works everywhere. Asking for raises, launch businesses, making requests, having difficult conversations, starting relationships, ending relationships. Everything has optimal timing. Act at optimal timing, success is easy. Act at wrong timing, success is impossible. Powerful people master timing. That's why they succeed while others struggle. Watch powerful people. They don't act constantly. They wait, sometimes months, sometimes years, building position, waiting for the moment. Then they strike fast. By the time others realize what happened, it's over. That patience isn't weakness, it's timing mastery. They understand that one action at the right moment beats constant action at wrong moments. You probably act too fast. Want immediate results. Can't wait. This impatience costs you everything, because you act at suboptimal times when resistance is high and success is low. Then you wonder why nothing works. Not because your actions were wrong, because your timing was terrible. Same actions at different times get completely different results. Learn timing. Master timing. Multiply results without additional effort. Machiavelli once said, "The wise man does at once what the fool does finally." Translation: the wise recognize the right moment and act immediately. The fool acts randomly until forced to act at the right moment. Be wise. Read the situation. Wait for optimal timing, then strike fast. That's how power operates. Drop this in the comments. I master timing, I multiply impact. You now know every Machiavellian principle powerful people use. Power is perception, not reality. Control appearance, control treatment. Never show weakness publicly. Strength attracts, weakness repels. Make people need you. Necessity creates control. Use fear and desire. These forces control all behavior. Leave escape routes for enemies. Prevent desperate last stands. Master timing. Right moment multiplies everything. These aren't theoretical concepts. These are practical rules powerful people apply daily, while pretending they believe in fairness and meritocracy and playing by the rules. They don't. They use these principles. They've used them for centuries. They'll use them for centuries more. Because these principles work. They work because they're based on unchanging human psychology. And human psychology responds to power, not fairness. You have a choice. You can reject these principles because they sound manipulative or wrong. Stay powerless while feeling morally superior. Or you can accept these principles. Use them strategically. Build actual power. Join the people who control outcomes instead of the people outcomes are controlled by. The rules exist whether you like them or not. The only question is whether you'll use them or be used by them. Most people will reject this. They'll say it's too dark, too manipulative, too wrong. Fine, they can stay in the dark about how power really works. You're here because you want to understand reality, not comfortable fairy tales about how power should work. Reality about how power actually works. Now you have that reality. 20 minutes. Every principle, complete understanding. Do 3 things right now. Smash that like button if these principles just explained everything you've observed about powerful people. Subscribe for more truth about how the real world operates. Drop in the comments which principle you're using first to build power. Remember, powerful people use these principles daily. They're not evil. They're effective. These rules work. They've always worked. They'll always work. The question is whether you'll use them to build power, or whether you'll stay powerless wondering why others succeed. The principles are here. The choice is yours. Drop this final affirmation. I know Machiavellian principles. I use Machiavellian principles. I build real power.